Bendy and the Ink Machine is an episodic survival horror where we play as Henry, a retired animator who gets a cryptic invite back to his old studio, only to find the place abandoned and haunted by living ink versions of the characters he once helped create. Needing to piece together what went wrong by listening to audio logs and fighting off ink monsters with an axe, all while making sure to hide from the ink demon himself, Bendy. Chapter 1 begins after we receive a letter from our old friend Joey, who wants us to come visit the old workshop. However, as soon as we arrive, something seems off. The place is trashed and there's no signs of Joey anywhere. Investigating the area, the first thing I find is a can of bacon soup, needing to collect all of these for a trophy. As I continue searching, I grab some cells to power up a lift, which brings up a giant ink machine. Needing to find a way to power it up, I play a quick game of darts before finding the power switch for the ink machine. However, I can't switch it on yet as the machine is missing 6 items. As I go out to collect the items, some strange things start to happen. I find the first item on some sort of restrained ink person. And as I continue searching for the remaining items, I find an audio log. Needing to listen to every one of these for another trophy, we learn a bit about what happened here before I left. After grabbing the remaining items and any cans of bacon soup I find, I place all the items onto their correct pedestals to unlock the picking up the pieces trophy.
Now I just need to get the ink flowing somehow.
However, I still can't switch on the main power due to low ink pressure.
The main power.
As more mysterious things happen, I locate the pressure valve, which releases a bunch of ink into the room. With the pressure restored, I switch on the main power. I try to return to the ink machine, but it's been barricaded. Then I get ambushed by an ink monster and must run for my life. I almost make it to the exit before falling through the floor, unlocking the trophy, Hello Bendy, for discovering the monster. Quickly turning off the valves to drain the ink before I drown. Needing to find another way out, as I head further down, the place is still flooded with ink. So draining the rest of it, I grab a nearby axe to chop my way through the barricaded door. Then I reach some sort of ritual room and get some flashing visions before passing out. Chapter 2 begins as I regain consciousness.
What happened?
Grabbing my axe, I push forwards, collecting more soup and audio logs.
He appears from the shadows to rain his sweet blessing.
I spot a man carrying a Bendy cutout.
Hello? Excuse me, can you help me? Hello?
But before I can speak to him, he vanishes.
Where the hell did he go?
Flicking a couple of switches to open up the next door, I reach the music department. But once again, the stairway is flooded with ink. So needing to find a way to drain it, I start getting attacked by ink monsters. Now in this recording studio, we must solve a couple of puzzles. Firstly, we must fill all the seats on stage with Bendy cutouts by repeatedly activating the projector. Then we must figure out the correct order to play a bunch of instruments to unlock the next room. So while searching the other rooms for clues, I find a pipe organ and we unlock the Johnny's Broken Heart trophy for playing it 5 times. Then I listen to a nearby audio log that tells me to find a key to the locked closet that's in one of the garbage cans. So checking all the bins until I find the key, I unlock the closet and find another audio log. This one tells me the correct order of the instruments we must play. So activating the projector once more, I race down and play the piano, bass, then the drums twice, unlocking the sanctuary and earning the Strike Up the Band trophy for getting all Bendies on stage, and then the My Favourite Song trophy for solving the music puzzle. Inside here, I'm able to shut off the first ink flow valve. Heading back out, I get ambushed by another wave of ink monsters. Heading down some stairs, I find the second ink valve. However, the handle is missing. Activating utility power, I continue further down and head into some sort of ink sewer system, where I spot an ink monster in a hat holding the missing handle.
Was that thing holding my valve?
Chasing after it, I catch up to it, but every time I try to smack him, it disappears. Using the machines to lift the crate into the air, I lure the blob underneath it and then drop the crate onto its head, crushing it and retrieving the valve.
Sorry I had to do that. Nice hat though.
Then I return to the valve to drain the remaining ink.
Okay, that should do it.
Back at Sam's office, I activate the pump controls. And as I'm returning to the previously flooded stairwell, I get knocked out by the strange man I saw earlier.
Rest your head. It's time for bed.
Turns out it's someone called Sammy Lawrence wearing a Bendy mask. He's got me tied up somewhere in the workshop, rambling about some sort of saviour,
I must have him notice me.
and needing to sacrifice me so he could be free from his ink body.
This inky, dark abyss I call a body.
Sammy summons the ink demon to come and eat me, before it presumably attacks him instead. The ropes tying me up randomly fall off, so I grab my axe and chop through some ink monsters as I try to escape. As I clear a path to freedom, I get cut off by Bendy. Running for my life, I make it to a safe room and unlock the Believer trophy for surviving the chase from Bendy. Inside this safe room are a whole heap of Bendy dolls, so playing with at least 25 of them, I unlock the Inner Child trophy. Exiting the room, I run into another ink person, Boris. Chapter 3 starts with me waking up in what appears to be Boris's safe house. Looking around, Boris is just vibing out. Apparently I'm being held hostage until I make him something to eat.
Using that lever handle around?
So whipping Boris up a quick bowl of bacon soup,
Here you go.
he gives me the lever, and I open the door. Boris comes with me and wants me to follow him. However, the path ahead gets too dark, and Boris is too scared to continue. Thankfully, there's a flashlight on the table here. So keeping the light on Boris, there's a few sneaky cans of soup in here, so I make sure to grab those. We reach the other side of the dark hallway, but we hit a dead end. Boris bravely grabs the torch and crawls through the vent, opening the door from the other side. Entering a toy hall of some kind.
I don't remember any of this.
To continue through, I need to repair a toy machine that's been jammed. In the next room, the lights suddenly go out, before another ink creature jump scares me through the window. Everything goes dark once more, and I hear the voice of someone called Alice Angel.
I see you there.
When the lights come back on, the creature seems to have smashed through the glass and escaped. As I try to find another exit, I come to a crossroads. I can either take the demon path or the angel path. There's a trophy for each path, so we must do both eventually. But I decide to go through the angel path first, where I finally catch who's been teasing me with the cutouts. It's Boris.
Boris. Oh, you scared me to death.
He then gives me a pipe to use as a weapon. Reaching another locked door that requires pulling 2 levers at once, I get Boris to wait at the first lever, and I head to the second lever, where I get attacked by the member of the Butcher Gang. After he's dealt with, we flick the levers and head through. Getting into an elevator, Alice Angel takes us down to level 9.
I have to say, I'm an instant fan.
Passing a whole heap of dead Borises, I find Alice torturing another ink monster before deciding to let me free, as long as I do a few favours for her first.
Place. If you will do a few eensy, weensy little favors for me first.
So taking the wrench, she wants me to collect 3 special gears on level K. Then warns me of the ink demon that will find me if I'm out in the open for too long.
Be open for too long and he will find you.
Instead of using the elevator, I take the stairs so I can grab all of the cans of soup. Reaching level K, I destroy the ink monsters and grab the 3 gears,
One down.
then bringing them back to Alice, who immediately gives me my next task. She now wants me to target the swollen ink monsters filled with extra thick ink.
It makes me sick.
She gives me a syringe to extract 3 extra thick ink blobs from the monsters on level 11. Once that's done, she now wants me to collect 3 power cores on level P using a plunger. Arriving at level P, I take down an ink monster for the first valve core, when all of a sudden Bendy appears. So I need to hide until he's gone. Once the coast is clear, I need to adjust valves to the correct levels to grab the remaining valve cores.
Quite the efficient little errand boy, aren't you?
Returning to Alice once more, now she gives me an axe to destroy 15 Bendy cutouts on level K. However, Alice then decides now's a good time to tell me that this would have pissed Bendy off and I should hide.
To mention, he hates it when I do. I would hide if I were you.
I waited out as Bendy searches the area. Once the coast is clear, I return to Alice, who now says the Butcher Gang are coming after her and wants me to take care of them. So armed with my pipe, I smack up the Butcher Gang one by one. Now for her final task, she wants me to head further down into the workshop, offering me a Tommy gun to take with me. But it turns out it's just ink.
I forgot. It's a little hard to get a hold of.
Descending into the depths at level 14, I need to grab 5 ink hearts. However, down here is someone called the Projectionist, an ink monster sulking around with a projector for a head. So sneaking around, making sure to stay out of the light, I gather the hearts and return them to Alice, who's finally done with me and sends me on my way.
It seems we've reached the end of my to-do list, my little errand boy.
As I try to return to the surface, turns out Alice was playing me the whole time. Tampering with the elevator, we plummet into the depths of the workshop.
Oh, Henry, I know who you are.
Apparently she wants to stop me, and she needs Boris to do so.
Perfect forest I've ever seen, and I want it. Need it.
After blacking out, Boris shakes me awake as Alice sneaks up behind him, unlocking the Path of the Angel trophy for choosing the way of Alice. After blacking out again, I come to, and now I need to rescue Boris. Searching the area for clues, I find another valve, using it to enter into the archives room. Needing to find a secret passage to escape, I could do that by pushing in 5 secret book buttons.
So that's how it works.
As I push the third one, I start tripping out. Pushing in the final 2 books, I unlock the secret passage and head through. Reaching a gondola to cross the bridge, but it needs repairing first.
Fix this.
Locating a nearby inkwell, I can summon ink monsters and gather their ink blobs. Bringing the blobs to a conveniently placed machine I can use to craft items. So I craft an ink gear I can use to get the gondola up and running again. Once across, I start to experience more creepy visions. Before arriving at a room full of ink people. They seem harmless, so I walk past them all. Grabbing a torch, I enter a nearby vent, as the creepy ink people watch me. Bendy finds me inside the vent, but can't reach me. Out the other side, I open and enter a storage room. The power is out, so the next thing I need to do is get it up and running again. But as I'm about to do that, I get distracted by some mini-games. And if we get a perfect score on Bullseye Bonanza, we get the Bullseye Trophy. Once I'm done playing games, another door is open. I head inside and flip the power switch,
That's one.
which then allows me to flip the corresponding switch on the power station. Now I need to activate the remaining 3 power switches linked to the power station. In the second room, I distract the butcher gang by throwing cans of soup.
That's two.
Then in the third room, I must take down a giant theme park ride called Bertram, who's gone rogue, by chopping off its arms. Defeating Bertram, I get the Around and Around trophy. Then the final room is the maintenance room, which is flooded with ink, and that projector guy is lurking around again. So sprinting for my life, while still managing to grab any cans of soup I find, I flip the switch and everything goes dark. The lights quickly come back on, but the projectionist is gone. I quickly get a photo in this face hole for the trophy, a little souvenir. Then, as I go to leave, the door is now locked, and the projectionist is back on my ass. Running for my life again, I try to hide in the cubicle, but he knows I'm in here. However, as he's about to get me, Bendy comes out of nowhere and rips his head off. With the coast clear, I sneak out and flip the final switch, which opens up a door to a cool little roller coaster.
Now, the ride truly begins, Henry.
Alice chats our ear off while we get jump scared by fake ghosts. As I'm quietly enjoying my casual ride, I get grabbed by Boris, who's been turned evil by Alice.
Boris! No, what has she done to you?
Unlocking the reunited trophy for finding Boris.
Meets the new and improved Forest.
As I dodge his attacks, he drops ink blobs, which I can use in another conveniently placed crafting machine. I craft myself a pipe and jam it into him as he's spilling ink everywhere. After doing this 2 more times, Boris collapses.
Why can't you ever just die?
As I'm distracted, Alice tries to bum rush me, but gets skewered by not evil Alice, and she's with not evil Boris. Chapter 5 starts off once more with us waking up in a locked room. No one has any idea what's going on, and new Alice refuses to let me out.
And now I can't leave.
Then you know more than we do.
I thought Boris would have vouched for me, but whatever. Alice tells me to rest up, so after a quick nap, I wake up to Alice and Boris plotting something.
No need to worry. I won't go far.
Alice leaves while Boris keeps guard. Alice eventually returns, giving me food, which I'm pretty sure is just a bowl of ink. But Boris senses something is up and knocks it away. After another nap, I have a little chat with Alice, where she gives me a glass frame that can read invisible ink. Immediately, I see a secret message written on the wall.
Nowhere.
After another sleep, Alice is patching up Boris and is worried that Bendy will find our hiding spot.
It's only a matter of time.
One final sleep later, I wake up to Alice and Boris stressing that Bendy has found us and is about to get us all.
He's coming. We have to move on.
Apparently she can't open the prison she built for me and then legs it.
I'm sorry.
Boris quickly follows her out, so now it's up to me to figure out how to escape. Using my new magic glass, I find a bunch of clues on the wall behind me. I grab a spoon to open up a secret toilet, where I find another pipe that's been stashed. Using the pipe to bash my way out, I try to follow where Alice and Boris went, battling some more ink monsters on my way through. I come to some sort of boat, where I find another secret warning on the ground. Lowering the boat into the ink, I drive it through the river. My boat's propeller keeps getting jammed by ink, so repeatedly smacking it free, I need to act fast before the monster catches me. Reaching the other side unscathed, I arrive at what looks like an abandoned little town. When Sam comes out of nowhere and ambushes me, blaming me for leaving him here. We smack the crap out of each other before I manage to knock his mask off. He gets embarrassed and tries to hide. But it was a trick.
You lied to me. You said I'd be free.
Pinning me down, he goes to chop my head off. But before he can, Boris embeds an axe into his head. Alice is here as well, and we prepare for an ambush.
I don't think so.
Ink monsters come from everywhere. Once they are all defeated, we get the Shadows and Suffering trophy for discovering what lives below.
I think that's all of them. But you never know where they're gonna crawl out of next.
And the Aggression trophy for defeating the wave of ink monsters in under 3 minutes.
Think you can lead the way?
An alternate path then opens up. However, as soon as I try to head through, I fall even further down, landing at some sort of office space. Trying to figure out how to get out of here now, I try to head through the film vault, but it's blocked by ink. And the drain is missing some of its pipes. Opening up the administration wing to find the pipes, you'd never believe who's here. The Butcher Gang. They're lurking the corridors, so I must remain undetected. Needing to locate blobs of ink and bring them back to a crafting machine to craft the correct pipes needed to complete the drain. And while I'm doing this, I must also hide from spontaneous Bendy appearances. Once all pipes have been replaced, we unlock the Pipes and Problems trophy. And if we did all of this completely unspotted by the Butcher Gang, we also unlock the Valued Employee trophy. Entering the film vault, which looks like it's been ransacked, Alice and Boris regroup with me.
Whatever was here was taken long ago.
And Alice believes Bendy has something we need, so we must go to his lair.
You want to go to his lair? Are you crazy? That's death.
However, getting through that door won't be easy.
I'll need 3 gears, a crowbar, some kind of counterbalance. Well, that works too.
Going through the door, we run into a problem. To get into Bendy's lair, we must wade through the ink. And since Alice and Boris are made of ink, they'd die.
A drop of water in the ocean is rarely seen again.
Entering the lair, I find another audio log in what looks like a shrine. It's a message to me from Joey, praising what we've created.
Look what we've built. We created life itself, Henry.
He points out a videotape labelled The End. But as I go to pick it up, Bendy appears, transforming and giving me a good old backhand. Getting back to my feet, Bendy now has the zoomies. Needing to avoid getting trampled, I flick a bunch of switches and open up another section of the lair. Bendy follows me in, and now I need to lure him into destroying 4 giant ink pies. The room goes dark and Bendy flees. Returning to the random shrine from before, I play the end tape. Bendy tries to sneak attack me, but the end video causes him to spontaneously combust. Then all of a sudden, I'm in a house. Turns out it's Joey's house, and an old Joey,
I didn't expect you for another hour yet.
who invites me to come see the old factory.
There's something I need to show you.
Going through the door, we are now back at the start,
All right, Joey.
earning the To Hell and Back trophy for completing the main story.
Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
After the credits roll, we are now in the archives, where we find a platform dedicated to our character, Henry Stein. And if we stand on the platform, we unlock the Standing Proud trophy. So now with 8 more trophies to go, the cleanup begins. Utilizing the chapter select, I go through each level, grabbing any collectibles I missed. Then when we reach chapter 3, in this toy machine room, we must change this little ink toy into an ink machine. Next, when we reach the fork in the path, this time we choose the path of the demon. Now while completing all of Alice's tasks, when she goes to give us the Tommy gun, this time it's real, and we unlock the blazing metal trophy. Next up, we need to listen to Henry's hidden audio log in the sunken room. To access this room, firstly we need to return to level 14. And after gunning down the projectionist, we turn a hidden drain valve. Then we head to level P and head through this door. Make our way down the stairs while shooting ink monsters, and listen to our own audio log for the long forgotten self trophy.
Only 2 weeks into this company, and already it's gotten interesting.
Then after completing chapter 3 again, this time choosing the demon path, we unlock the Path of the Demon trophy. For the next trophy in chapter 4, we need to grab this gear from the maintenance room. Then when we are fighting Boris at the end of the level, we chuck it onto the crafting machine so we can craft a plunger. Then defeating Boris using only the plunger, we unlock the unlikely victory trophy. Finally, we grab all the remaining collectibles, including 1 hidden radio in each chapter for the gold record trophy. Then I finally find the last audio recording for the voice collector trophy. And after grabbing the final can of bacon soup for the Master of Bacon trophy, we finally unlock the Master of Ink Platinum trophy for Bendy and the Ink Machine. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and let me know down in the comments which games you'd like to see me platinum next.